Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm your host, Rolene Marks, with today's top stories. Today is the second day of non-stop rocket and mortar attacks from Gaza towards Israel's southern citizens by Palestinian Islamic Jihad, following the targeted assassination of their senior commander, Baha Abu al-Atta, in the early hours of yesterday morning. At last count, the rocket and mortar toll was above 300 and growing. As we speak, sirens continue to rain out around the communities around the Gaza periphery. This morning, a tense calm was shattered when sirens rang out in the areas of Latrun, Beit Shemesh, and surrounds of Jerusalem. Latrun is an area just outside of Modi'in where I am, but the bulk of today's rocket and mortar attacks have been directed towards Gaza periphery areas as well as the city of Ashkelon. This has sent hundreds of thousands of Israelis into their shelters, and the areas within an 80-kilometer radius of Gaza are in a state of emergency. Yesterday, addressing the nation, IDF Chief of Staff Aviv Kochavi, as well as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, said that Abu al-Atta was a ticking time bomb and was responsible for the planning and execution of many terror attacks and rocket attacks against Israeli civilians. The IDF Chief of Staff also went on to say that Israel is prepared to respond by air, land and sea, and there is a significant presence of Israeli troops on the border with Gaza to prevent any kind of infiltration. This does not mean that Israel is going into Gaza. Speaking to the foreign press earlier today, Defense Minister Naftali Bennett said that the Palestinian Islamic Jihad are not only placing Israeli civilians in danger, but also their own. They often use their civilian populations as human shields, and inviting any kind of retaliation places their civilians in danger. But Israel will do everything that we can to make sure that our children, our families are safe. It also has been confirmed by the IDF that the Palestinian death toll is at 23, all precisely targeted Palestinian Islamic Jihad terrorists who were about to launch rockets or mortars against Israel. Israel and the IDF have been working with absolute surgical precision as to avoid civilian casualties, and this strategy has been successful. Rockets and mortars today have caused a tremendous amount of damage in Israel, one hitting a water pipe in the Eshkol region, a rocket hitting a factory in Sderot, another mortar hitting an empty greenhouse also in the Eshkol region, and more damage to personal property. Islamic Jihad have said that they have no intentions of engaging in any kind of ceasefire soon until they have finished responding. They also sent out video footage of what they call strikes on Israeli targets. A Hamas spokesperson has told Fox News that the military wing of Hamas will join Palestinian Islamic Jihad. However, this has not been confirmed in the Arab or Israeli media. The Egyptians are trying to broker some kind of lasting ceasefire to bring calm to the region. But just a reminder that the targeted assassination of Baha Abu al-Atta was in the planning process for at least 10 days after he was responsible for the firing of rockets against Israeli civilians within the last couple of months. This has been in the planning before Naftali Bennett took the portfolio of Defense Minister. So we will continue to keep you updated on the situation in Israel, and don't forget that you can read our content online at www.layoftheland.online. There is quite a lot of content in our archives about what it is like for Gaza's residents to live under perpetual rocket fire. You can also check us out on Facebook if you want to get your news updates or read the latest content there. At Lotl site, you can like us, follow us, invite your friends to like us and follow us so that they get their news updates as they happen. And also today, I know many people have said to me over the last couple of days that the mainstream media is not carrying a lot of Israel's side of the story. They tend to focus on Israel's response rather than the cause. A reminder that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Israel Brief, and this helps get Israel's side of the story out to the masses. So please don't forget to share our content and subscribe. But we are expecting that the conflagration could last for another few days. Here's hoping that it will die down soon. And for our Israeli viewers and readers, we wish you safety. Stay safe wherever you are. I'm Rolene Marks with today's edition of the Israel Brief. More updates tomorrow.